What's up with Troian Bellisario's appearance, and what problem did showrunners have with it? How did Sasha Pieterse cheat her way to getting a role at the age of 12? Who appeared in the hit show How I Met Your Mother? What really connects Pretty Little Liars and Gilmore Girls? Who missed the role of the liar and another leading role in The Vampire Diaries? Hi, I'm Dylan, you're watching OSSA, and it's time to get to know some crazy facts about our favorite show. Wait till the end to find out about the future of Pretty Little Liars, the Perfectionists, and what member of the main cast may appear in Season 2. Number 1. Actors in the pilot episode. Pilot episodes are usually different from the rest of the show, and you would typically reshoot the scenes when changing the actor, right? Well, that's not the case of Pretty Little Liars. If you watched the first episode, you might not recognize some of the characters later on. Let's take Toby, for example. Thank God they switched the actor for Keegan Allen, as he's perfect for the role. It was Keegan and his personality that moved the character forward. At first, he was to appear only in a few episodes of the first season, but Toby was so good that showrunners had to revise and change the script. And what about Ian? Do you remember him? Although Carlo Marx and Ryan Merriman look alike, they did switch up Melissa Hastings' boyfriend as well. Wow, and who's that lady? Yes, that's Miss Dilaurentis. After the pilot season, Annie Marie DeLuise was replaced by Andrea Parker. So what do you think about this trade? And finally, Jason DeLaurentis, her second child. Do you remember him by the first season? An odd and mysterious elder brother. That's Parker Bagley on our screens during the whole of Season 1. But by Season 2, he was replaced by Drew Van Acker. And it wasn't for nothing. The fans loved Jason, and his story became much more interesting, didn't it? Let's just take Aria and her steamy dreams for an example. Number 2. Alison's last name is an anagram. Allie's last name, DeLaurentis, is an anagram of the phrase, Liars United. Wow! It seems the scriptwriters spent quite some time picking the last name for the main character, and it was worth it! The name is perfect for Alison, and for the whole family too. Number 3. Lucy Hale and Ashley Benson appeared on the show How I Met Your Mother. It's a small world. So small that Lucy appeared in 2 episodes of the series, playing Katie Sherbatsky, Robin's younger sister. And Ashley scored the part of Barney Stinson's half-sister and dated Ted Mosby. On top of it, Hale and Benson and Janelle Parrish were also in the OC. Without even knowing it, the actresses were already on the path towards their big roles in Pretty Little Liars. Number 4. Rosewood or Stars Hollow? What? Yes, exactly. Pretty Little Liars and Gilmore Girls shared the same set, so Lorelai and Rory resided in the same place where the Liars grew up. Do you remember Kim's Antiques? Well, it's Emily's house. And Lorelai's house? Can you guess the liar who lived there? Yep, it was Spencer. And how could we forget about the legendary Luke's Diner? Apple Rose Grill is less cozy, but it is still a favorite place for the people of Rosewood. Maybe you know other common locations? How about reaching out and telling us in the comments? Number 5. Mystery of Alison's house. Bloopers are common for a show, especially when we talk about the locations. But this house is particularly strange, just like its owners. In the beginning of the show, Alison's house was next door to Emily's. Do you remember Emily visiting the new owners in the beginning of the first season? Well, in the following seasons, the very same house was already next door to Spencer's family. You might think that everything's okay, but Emily and Spencer's houses aren't near to one another. Also, don't you think that the house changed a bit since the early seasons? What a mystery. Number 6. The weather's nice today. It is great when costume designers do their best to present the style of the characters. However, the lack of winter and summer doesn't really push realism of the story. Since Rosewood is in Pennsylvania, the winters are pretty snowy. There's so much, but we've only seen it once, during the Christmas episode. It's terrifying to think that they didn't have any warm clothes. Hannah only had a t-shirt. I get cold just watching it. So we figure that the weather in Rosewood is simply fabulous, despite the thunderstorms that happen a few times, but let's not play the blame game. Besides, the show has a lovely fall vibe to it, and let's not forget the great Halloween episodes. Number 7. Ashley Benson was meant to play the school queen. Hannah wanted to be Alison so bad. The typical and perfect mean girl. You know, the one you have in every high school. Benson was so good as a queen bee, which shouldn't come as a surprise, especially if we take a look at her previous work. Do you remember the movie 13 Going on 30 starring Jennifer Garner? Ashley was one of the 6 mean girls in that school. It was one of her first parts, and later, most of her characters were like that. And who's there right next to her? Yes, that's Oscar-winning Brie Larson. Can we expect Benson in the Marvel universe? Who knows, maybe Captain Marvel will need a partner sometime in the future. Number 8, Ashley Tisdale from High School Musical could have been one of the liars. Disney star Ashley Tisdale rejected a lead role in Pretty Little Liars. Moreover, she even turned down the opportunity to audition for The Vampire Diaries. All that sacrifice for the cheerleader series Hellcats. You haven't heard of it? Probably because it ended after season 1, while Pretty Little Liars and The Vampire Diaries are among the most successful shows of the decade. Feeling sorry, Ash? Number 9, it was Ashley Benson who suggested the show's theme song. We can't imagine the show with another song. Can you? Doesn't it fit so perfectly well? But it was a coincidence. Benson heard the Pieterse song in one of the episodes of Gossip Girl and decided that Secret is the best choice for their upcoming show. And we can't disagree. But you can also hear the song in promos for different shows, an example being Dexter and even, wait for it, Charmed. Number 10, age differences. Sasha Pieterse was only 12 when she was cast for the show. We can't believe it, especially considering the role that she got. The actress has a bright future, doesn't she? She even mentioned the story in a couple of interviews. She got a little thrifty with her age in order to actually get the part, and by the time the showrunners realized how old she really was, she'd already shot the pilot. Smart move. Maybe she and Alison share a bit more in common than we think. Although, according to showrunners, they found out about her age before shooting the pilot and didn't give her the role of Hanna, which she initially wanted. And then we found out she was only 12 years old. Not that she couldn't play a teenager, but I knew what Hanna was going to do and I was like, do we really want a 12-year-old doing these things? Marlene King says. Marlene adds, but also, they can only work a certain amount of hours under the age of 16. So that's when we just said she's Alison. Now Sasha is 23 and she continues to play Alison in the Pretty Little Liars spinoff. But she's also a teaching assistant at Beacon Heights University. Well, at least now her age pretty much fits the role. What's interesting is that Troian Bellisario, who plays Spencer, was almost 25 when she appeared on the show, and they were both playing 16-year-olds. Number 11, the roles mixed up, or did they? We are so used to the actresses and their looks. It's hard to imagine someone else playing the roles, especially if that's another liar. But it could happen. Don't you believe me? Shay Mitchell auditioned for the role of Spencer Hastings, and even Jenna almost played Spencer. We love you, but no, only Troian suits the role. It's as if the role was created specially for the actress. Did you know that she was an honor student and even the valedictorian of her class? You won't believe it, but she had to take a break in college for the sake of her mental health, as she felt the institution only enhanced her need for perfection. Well, it's obvious that Spencer Hastings is the perfect role for Troian Bellisario. But showrunners had a different opinion after the first audition. They loved the way she acted, but they weren't comfortable with her appearance. What? She came with no makeup on, so the show creators instructed her to go home, turn into a Pretty Little Liar, and come back. Truthfully, I didn't know how to do my own hair and makeup. I was 23 at the time, just out of theater school, Troian claimed not long ago. Troian was convinced that she had destroyed her chances of being on the show. I was pretty certain that I wasn't right for Spencer. In my heart, I felt in line with her. But in the book, she was a blonde-haired, green-eyed, all-American girl next door, revealed the actress. But the actress proved that she's the perfect Spencer, and we agree. At the same time, Lucy Hale and Sasha Pieterse auditioned for the role of Hanna Marin. But Hanna and Alison look alike and behave the same way too. It is really impossible to imagine Lucy playing Hanna. Hale admitted, I was very intrigued by Aria, but I also loved Hanna. That type of character was one I hadn't tackled before. Let's leave the little liars alone for a bit and get to Noel Kahn. Am I the only one who finds him kinda weird in the early seasons? There was definitely something wrong with the guy. And we are really glad that Brant Daugherty didn't get the role that he initially auditioned for. Number 12, Pretty Little Liars spinoffs. The show is great, and it's obvious that producers want to move on with the story, and are even making new spin-offs. The first one, Ravenswood, lasted only for one season, even though it included the Pretty Little Liars main storyline. Everyone was looking forward to the brand new spin-off, Pretty Little Liars, The Perfectionists. Ali and Mona are finally back and they are on the same team. Unfortunately, the ratings were not that great and the plot was far weaker than the originals. Nevertheless, there's still a chance that we might see season 2. I, Marlene King seems to have ideas for the story, and she already lifted the veil on Alison's fate. I hope Alison starts working on herself and maybe opens herself up to a new relationship, she revealed. We are also expecting characters from the original cast. I think so. I've talked to quite a few of them, including some of the guys, who are really open to coming on the show and excited about it, so hopefully, continued I, Marlene King. Do you have any ideas who that might be? Maybe it's Caleb who's gonna show up in the spinoff. Or was she talking about Toby and Ezra? What do you think? Well, maybe it's somebody more significant? Even Sasha gave hints during the interview, saying that the spinoff will have lots of references to the original show. She continued to say that when she, Mona, says the reason that she left Paris is because they've escaped her, if you're a PLL fan, you know that there's some people that she captured that are no longer with her, and maybe we'll catch that in season 2. Do you remember the final scene when Mona kidnapped villains Mary and Alex Drake, keeping them trapped in the dollhouse? Are they coming back? It would be quite the twist. So, which fact surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our new channel, Awesome Movies. And don't forget to stay awesome!